Ale. Basically, what I thought I should do, as I haven't really covered much of the whole technological side of how I've been producing the ancillary material so far, I thought I'd just do a quick talk through of how I've gone about producing the poster using Photoshop here, as we can see. So, start off with my layering system. It's not exactly the most logical, like to an outsider, by which I mean someone who lives outside of my mind. But I'm just one of them people. I don't like deleting layers. I like to keep them there just in case I want to revert back to what I've got at any point. So like this bottom layer here, layer one, you can't actually see anything of that now, but that's just the stock. Well, not it's not stock because I had take it, but it's the raw picture that I used that I had taken for the poster and the digipack here, as we can see in the corner. These two layers above, they're like the grayscale versions of them using the grade. It's not the gradient map one. I've just done the command here, command G saturation thing there. And as we get up, we start getting to like the brightness contrast layer. Now, all that does is it just with it on, it makes it a bit brighter in the middle, so a bit darker around the edges. So it's just kind of emphasising the whole dark versus light sort of concept I've been working with throughout the album. So yeah, this layer here is the just a gradient layer that I've put on multiply, as we can see here. So if I turn it off there, then we can see it without the layer. And I only put that in really to kind of cover up how bland this sort of looks around the edges, because it don't look anything special. It's just sort of everything thrown together. So I thought this was basically like a finishing touch. Well, not really. It wasn't the last thing I did, but it's kind of a bit of polish for it, you could say. And again, it emphasises the whole dark versus light material. This is the bit, these two layers, layer 4 and layer 5 here, are the bits that I added on nearer the end. Because if you remember when I posted my first mock-up, it didn't have these, and it was just sort of that gradient background, which again, it looks sort of boring, and we want this poster to stand out to people. So I decided I'd use a few brushes to kind of make it a bit more interesting. And the brushes were ones I'd downloaded off Tinternets, and let's see if I can pick which ones it actually is. I believe it's like these, but obviously at a fairly smaller degree. And yes, I'm circling my face with a brush. But anyway, now what else is there? There's the logo. Right, logo here is sort of a kind of mix and match. Well, not so much, but it's got two layers making up the logo. We've got the dark flame text and we've got a gloss layer. The text is like the logo. Well, we've got like the stroke around the edge. We've got the satin and gradient effects. So that's just kind of fancying up the text. But this gloss layer is like just a white circle layer that I've overlaid, and it just kind of makes it look a tad more professional, I think, having that layer. And all that's done is, I know a lot of people use this effect, so if I just show off how I'm doing it, get a circle layer, well, circle selection, and just, I'm on a new layer, so I'll just fill it in white, and I just put it on overlay. And all that does, when you select off of it, it gives that, and you just cut around the edge using the sort of thing, and then inverse it to finish it off. But yeah, I'll get rid of that because I don't need it because there's already one there. Now the hypnagogic corruption thing, which I still have to move a little bit left, which I'll do once I finish recording this, is just a similar kind of formatting. Just it's not spot on. I didn't want it to be exactly the same as the logo, but I wanted it to have that same kind of aesthetical feel to it. And I think the only other real thing I've got going to talk about is the digipack overlay here, which originally, if you remember on the mock-up, it was just kind of small there, whereas I've made it bigger and updated it to the new version that I posted a little while ago. And the text here is still placeholder. I'm going to change that when I get to the computer in school, because it's got a font that only, right, it's only installed on the computer at school. I haven't got it on my computer here at home, so I've used this Korea font as a placeholder. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've got going on for the poster. and I will continue updating you as I get more stuff done. Probably writing on the blog because it's a bit easier to kind of read through than just using these videos all the time. But I'll see you whenever.